Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. Sorry if it's been about a month or so since I last posted, but I've been busy studying. I got my assignment result back when I went on my email this morning. It was dropped in last night. So I was very pleased that I got it back because I'd been waiting like for the last week impatiently. Like the first week it was fine, but the second week I was starting to get a bit impatient, which is fine. Finally got my result back and very pleased with my result, I will say. And I found during like tutorials, especially, and when I was like answering questions within the text, you know, like I didn't exactly give the right answers all the time, and actually some other people were giving like more answers correctly. And when I was looking at the discussion part, like in the textbook you have like questions or activities, and then there's like a discussion, same on the online material, and then the discussion kind of tells you sort of like what the answer should be like, and sometimes I was quite off on some things, but I guess that's part of the learning process as well, and I think was just being a bit hard on myself in that regards, and yeah, so I kind of feel like I work best alone. I work best in my head, like putting my thoughts out, like structuring things internally before all this kind of like a lot of internal thinking goes on for me. Internal work goes on for me when I'm studying, gathering information, and then producing an assignment. But I feel like some people aren't like that. Some people do need to talk with other people about it. Some people do need to, they're very like quick thinking or thinking out loud. I'm just not that kind of person. And so that's why I think I do fairly okay in academics sort of thing, and working alone. Like I do really well. Unfortunately, the working world doesn't always fit that kind of like aspect. And so it's almost felt like studying this in particular, as opposed to what I was trying to study before, studying arts and humanities in particular, really, I don't know, it's something that I really am enjoying, and it's almost like it's satisfying that part of myself that has a thirst for knowledge, but actually I'm doing something with it. I'm really learning about certain things, and being able to move forward because of that, rather than just reading endless things and not really doing anything with that information, if that makes sense. Like I'm actually actively doing something with what I'm learning, and that's kind of satisfying something within me, and I'm just like, yeah, this is a good fit. And I also want to say that in particular, switching to arts and humanities was a very good decision that I've made. And going through the work in the course, I'm just like, wow, yes, like this is so interesting to me. So what I found throughout the module is the things that I was interested in previously, that I was doing my own research into some of these things. So I will tell you what those are. So that's religion and philosophy mostly, and history was like the one that was like the third option, should we say. So philosophy, religion, history, like those things have always interested me. It's kind of the whys behind things, understanding how things have influenced other things, which is great because this reputations, especially this area, really is about that. It's really interesting to me. And I've really enjoyed the religion section, which was about Mary, from like, well, everybody knows who Mary is. The first section was about Cleopatra. I did enjoy that section, but I did enjoy the Mary section slightly more. The third section, which was Elizabeth the First, I think, I enjoyed it less, so I didn't necessarily put as much work or attention into it. And that is one problem area that I see, that if I'm not as interested in a particular subject matter, then because of my interest, I just find it harder to study it. And I think that's just probably the same for everybody. And then we went on to Mozart, which I had absolutely zero interest in. I actually skipped the section, and it's not recommended to do that. It's recommended that you actually study the section even if you're not going to choose that option for your assignment, which is one of the good things about this course, is you can actually choose which options you want to do for the assignments based on like what you want to study in the future, basically, is how I'm doing it. And yeah, so I just couldn't get into it. I just really was not interested in analysing music and Mozart. I don't mind listening to classical music at all. I really love listening to music, but that's as far as it goes. I don't really need to analyse it. I don't want to analyse it. I have zero interest in analysing it like that. And then Mary Wollstonecraft was the next person. So Mozart, Mary Wollstonecraft is like the next assignment, basically. So that section is all about like philosophy. So the Mary section was religion, that section was philosophy, and both sections I have enjoyed the most, which is really strange because I go in the Facebook group and lots of people are like, oh yeah, I'm studying history, I want to study creative writing and things like this, and I'm like, does nobody want to study religion and philosophy? Is that just me? And I've always known that my interests seem to be the least popular, like throughout my life. I've tended to see that pattern, and it's just the way it is. I guess it's just because of, we're all interested in different things, but for some reason I particularly just enjoy the things that are least popular. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. I'm interested in history too, but it just isn't like the immediate one that I'll just really want to focus on. Like I think that I can learn a lot more through religion and philosophy. And I think what I really like about philosophy is I really like looking at different arguments and seeing what's the strongest argument and seeing what information I can pull out of that. For religion, I really like seeing, understanding why people believe, how it got to that point, how those beliefs have influenced so much in culture and life, in today's society even. That really interests me. And I also like both topics because I really like and I really see clearly and easily the parallels between certain things, such as certain religions, like the parallels between certain religions, the parallels in things within them that relate to my own life, and just to relate to the world. And that's something that just comes really naturally to me and something that I really enjoy doing. So yeah, I find learning things about religion and philosophy, you can just relate them to so many different other things, and that, yeah, like making connections, finding patterns like that, that's really something that I enjoy doing a lot. I just want to end with just talking briefly about my switch from the sciences to the arts and humanities. So my intentions are to go down the philosophy, religion and ethics route, I believe is what the degree title is. At the moment it just says it's an arts and humanities degree, and then you can specialise as you go on. So I've said before, like, I won't be doing another level 1 course because I'm taking one of the science results over, and originally like that was a really good thing, and now I'm thinking I would have really liked to study another level 1 module that's relevant to what I'm doing, but because of the cost of it, I guess the time as well, I'm quite happy to be moving on to level 2 next year or towards the end of the year quickly. And there's 2 options: there's a philosophy or there's a religion level 2 module, so I'll be choosing one of those. And yeah, so I'm just very happy that I've made the switch, that I'm continuing studying. I'm really enjoying studying. Like, doing assignments in the past, I've felt quite stressed about doing them, and initially I did start to feel a bit of that stress come in, and I was thinking like, oh gosh, like, can I even do this? And once I sat down and got to writing, I actually enjoyed the process, which is really, really good, because I've always been like such a procrastinator, and yeah, I left it a little bit too late, I think. but I managed to get it done, and I managed to get it done well, and I got a good mark, what I would say is a good mark for it. So I'm very pleased with myself for doing that. And I do hope in the future that I will be able to talk about religion and philosophy and things around that on this channel as well. That's kind of what I want, to go into that direction eventually, just to make you aware of that. I don't know, like I don't know for sure that that's going to happen, but that's what I would like to do. So yeah, stick around if you're interested. If you have any video suggestions you want me to maybe think about doing, just leave them in the comments below, and I'm very happy to have you here. I've had a few new subscribers recently, so welcome. I hope you stick around, and you know, don't be shy, say hi. That was not meant to rhyme. And I will see you again in another video.